It's intrinsically connected and it works with the sexual force in the libido. In essence, it's a transformational substance. Coyote released it to the healing community because he wanted to create a web, what we call the matrix of light. And yeah, the healers did it. They took it and boom, they went with it. They love it. But it really is much a transformational thing. It's the same as when I make a ring or a charm. Yeah, of course, the magic of the transaction, right? Of sending it to someone who now owns it and it's theirs. But for me, it's obviously in the process. Yeah, for me, it's waking up once a charm. That's an opportunity to work. Like you open that chamber for me. You feed it, right? You placed the substance that I need to be able to work. And so that's my work. What we did today is my work and that kind of thing. But that's the service part of the work. That's the school that we're in with EJ, with Coyote here. It's a school of service to all beings everywhere, right? With the aim of helping humanity evolve. So, in an inner sense, the internal work is internal and is the one that I see alone. And there the Akarwa is, right? There you'll find it too. Hey, I was playing with my ring. Did you see it online?
Yeah, I did. It's new.
Yeah, and I was just putting a charm, which is the ones that I make for my murma here, right? And I hold it in this position, this mudra, and so of course I charge the whole thing with the Karwa, and I have my crystal ring, which of course I have been designing with a purpose and with an intent for it to work in a certain way, which is to transmit and send and zone in the energy, right? So although in this case, this is like one of my protector charms that I make. I call her Dancing Cloud. And so with this one, when I hold the eye, right, and of course, as you can see, a lot of these things I get from the EJ classes. I don't know if you've ever seen his videos on embossing.
Yeah, I have.
And then I have the ones that I design myself, like the one that I call Dancing Cloud. And so this one is to work as a circle of protection in the dreaming and in the astral plane. And so what I'm going to do now is I hold it, again, like I said, into my murma here. Everything is connected, of course, to my heart and the Akarwa is rushing through. So what I do simply is with this little guy here, tip, I mark in the astral plane circle of protection. that's kind of like what I was doing, and now I'm done.
Okay.
And so yeah, and obviously I was playing with, taking from the charm to work with. So, damn, how is it? How is it going? The Carwa, let me see it first. I don't feel it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try to send you some like before, just the same move.
Okay.
The right here is very easy. It's like I thought it would leave, but yeah.
That's pretty good. Like, I mean, that's really good.
Well, that's good then, because I'm surprised because like that night was just crazy.
Yeah.
Then the day after, and then the day after that, I was just like flowing. I was just like nothing could stop me. And then like the world happened, and then after that, I've just been like trying to keep my head above water. But then it's still here. I was like, I thought I would do it all the time, but no, I've just been like trying to hold on to it. A lot of shit's been happening. My body's been feeling it up right now. But that's good. It's good. Really good. And good at that.
Yeah, and it's gonna happen like that. You can't like really hang on necessarily. If it's a bubble, you let it go. But what you have inside of you comes sometimes in spurts too. Sometimes, and it's cool to if it's your thing to try to maintain it or elevate it even. It's good because you're exercising muscles and stuff inside you with it. And you obviously have a good command already of energies, right? And of working with space, I think, like with chambers and stuff.
Yeah, and what I never did before was work with visualization. I was always like, visualization's like bullshit, right? I always thought that. But then I was like, I couldn't not visualize when it was just like you had to.
Yeah, it's the magician's eye, right? It's and that's like exactly how I brought this one up, right? Because of that visualization. And EJ's blue lining technology and all that, right? Where we create planes of existence and temples or whatever, or even just shrines and temple spaces out there in the ethers, which we actually use for spiritual work. That, as you have seen with EJ's, with the Institute's technology over there, online and everything. Anyhow, so yeah, normally the first meeting is usually like either, they're still going okay with it, or usually they start fading, like they don't feel it anymore. And so the meeting helps to reconnect with it, and it's brought back like that. And then it kind of like stays on, pretty much, and they kind of know how to bring it back on their own if it feels like it's fading. And that's why we do exercises to charge it and stuff like that, but they're really not necessary. Like if you go outside and the sun, the rays of the sun hit your skin, and you allow your skin to send you that info, you turn on the Akara very easily that way as well. That's just an example, right? You can drink the moon, form a triangle, go up, put the moon in the middle of your triangle, put on a veil of a karwa, right? Like turn on a karwa and stretch it like a membrane in this near circle with the moon on it, and breathe it in, or even, drink the moon. And man, that's gonna do wonders for your karwa. Also, you know about the frequencies, right?
Yeah, I know about them, yeah.
Yeah. And so you might be like able to experience a few of them already, or just one, and that's okay too. It's like kind of come to you, as you discover them, so to speak. Even though they're all in there right now, like we don't want to talk about it. And so on purpose, it's just that it really comes to you, and there's nothing to say until you have experienced it yourself. And you get mental. And it comes to you, of course, very well once you get your second degree or second level attunement. And also, it can come to you naturally. It just happens to you, and then that can also happen. Although it doesn't really happen. It's like not the norm at all. It does happen, but it takes a while for most people. They just come and get it, whenever they're ready. Or whatever, what I mean. Anyhow.
Question, but it was really, really good. The first, that night,
yeah.
And then 2 days after, it was just like I couldn't shake it. It was just like flowing through me like water.
Yeah, man.
I just wake up in the morning and just like it'd just be so easy. And then I had to paint my room black. So I painted my room pink and then black, and that just took me like 20 hours of painting my room. Like recovering from.
Well, that's and they send the messages with the fumes and all that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a crazy job. It was just like fucked up. So it's worth it now. But so that was a big toll on my progress, I guess. But now I've got like a nice chamber.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then last night I was just like, yeah, it's still here. And then even after I don't know. I don't know if I'll go back. I was doing a bunch of yoga before, like yoga class, not like yoga like classes.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I really am gonna go back because it was all physical. Like I don't even if my body is like in a lot of tension and pain. Doesn't, it's not. Sometimes that enhances your sensitivity and your energy work because like every little movement is like hard or something like that. So
yeah, Coyote has talked many times about the process of when you're in an upward spiral path, the process of transformation and the alchemical process that occurs as well as a natural occurrence, or you attach yourself right to a group, to a school, you kind of pog. You understand the pog concept from the EJ, the King's community?
Oh yeah, I go to the meetings and the
and it says that process puts you through a lot, right? And the body goes through a lot, and the mind, and also the emotional body, not to mention your other bodies, right? And a lot of times we go through those moments of intense cleansing radiation. It's so raw and harsh, and we are somehow naked to it in the moment, right? And we go through a lot in our world. It's kind of like melts, or just something fucked up happens, like when heat goes through one of those things that bubbles up, like plastic or something. Until we come back, until we've had enough, right? Like EJ always says, they never give us more than we can handle. Even when we take on the role, if we ever have that moment of being able to take on the cross, right, and cause the pain of the absolute to relieve it, is to be on the cross for a moment, and they never leave us there more than we can handle, but they do take us to that very edge. And so some of us can handle death, So death is not an impediment. Death can happen to us while we're trying to hold on to the highest possible moment of this life. In order for our soul, right, to have some sort of effect for whatever reasons it has. And anyhow, the Akarwa is all up in there, like it's in there, man. You stand there and on, and every time I've acquired a body or a sense with which I can perceive or even just record data or whatever, I bring the Akarwa there to enhance it, and it just does beautifully, just like I did. And so, like, I'm very glad that you went through that moment. I usually have experiences from the people that I give transmissions to, such as yours, like very powerful stuff. It really is. And I think to the level that you're working on yourself and with the world that you have, and I think the Akaro enhances that because it is legit. I really feel that it does come from the center, right, from the place where will is. And so, like, that spark that you specifically create, when you get the Akarwa, you have that as whatever it is, as light, as and this alchemical substance that is there, that somehow connects you to something. I don't know, man, if you would have been this without it or not. Like, I can't see myself without it in this lifetime, right? I don't see a separation of who I am with it right now. And I just feel like if I didn't have the Akara, to me it feels like I would live life just like if I was a creature that didn't require air, you know, and suddenly I don't have air, but I keep living. Like, cool, like I can do everything, you know. I don't know what I could not do without air, except maybe was, again, these alchemical processes, and that's why we need a living body. But I feel that way, you know, and I'm like 4th level, and it's like a lot of things to get there. Eventually, once you get your 3rd level, and you actually start sending it to other people, you know, like the seed, boom, and they start getting it. And all that stuff, whatever web they create with it and stuff, they kind of like get fed through the portal or something, you know. But it's their own now. Karmically speaking, you let them go, right? But then to get to the 4th, you have to go through this crazy process that Coyote offers, and only him right now. Like, he's the doorway to that place. It makes sense because he was the doorway to the Akara from the very beginning, 2007. He says nobody had it, you have it. I mean, this substance kind of like wakes something up that is already yours, in a sense. and just let me know when you feel it. And that,
Well, I do feel it.
good. Okay, so just so you know, the transmission is done.
Good night and God bless.
Happy birthday.